President Trump has just stated that he had a very nice conversation with China and that things are moving in the right way. And honestly, like we know, Donald Trump likes to announce his trade deals during the weekends. And if this is going to be happening, it is going to be massive for the markets. And on today's update video, I'm going to be talking exactly about my breakout targets, my upcoming trades, which I am currently taking. I'm going to be talking about the massive scenario also playing out in Ukraine, the Bitcoin strategic reserve race in the United States of America, and how close this right now actually is before it's going to be enacted. So I'm going to be exactly talking about this and much more important stuff here on today's update video. So don't forget to once again slap that like button back above 1,000 likes would be highly appreciated, and let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So first of all, to kick off the video, the big news of course here is that Donald Trump spoke to China and he stated that it was a very good conversation, and ultimately of course right now the worldwide economic fears are that of course we're going to get more tariffs, we're going to get more deglobalization, and of course if China and the US can find a very good beneficial deal for both of them, it is going to be ultimately be very great for all markets. And then we're probably going to get a major relief rally, probably for the stock market all the way back up towards the upside, which is about like a 15% move higher. And you can probably already predict that if this is going to be happening, what kind of an effect this is going to be having on the Bitcoin price action, because Bitcoin looks very similar towards the stock market. And if it's going to get a similar move towards the previous range high, it is going to be moving up about 25% towards the upside. So that is really the thing that we're looking for. And what we have learned from the previous things that Donald Trump has done to the market, he said, I like to do it during the weekends because the market is not open by then. So maybe this weekend we're going to get the big announcement of the trade war between US and China. Hopefully that is going to be coming true here. And at the same time, I don't want you to lose your attention on the Bitcoin state reserve race, because it is really heating up right now here. We see that Arizona and North Carolina and Texas are both all very close right now to be having an official Bitcoin strategic reserve. And Texas is set on April the 23rd to have a strategic bill reserve hearing in the House. And their plan is to be buying $500 million worth of Bitcoin every single year. So you have to understand, it is going to be absolutely big as soon as this is going to get enacted, but it is really a matter of time before all states in the United States of America are going to be having strategic Bitcoin reserves. And then ultimately later, the nationwide reserve is also going to kick in here. So really we're seeing worldwide, nationwide fear of missing out really hitting the markets right now here. And ultimately this is spoiling something very great for all markets. Then at the same time still, we are seeing that the Chinese money supply is absolutely going parabolic. Right now, $326 trillion is right now in circulation. And like you can see all these charts, we're seeing literally the money supply across the entire world actually once again entering an expansion phase here. And if we have learned one thing from the Bitcoin chart and from the global liquidity chart, is that Bitcoin usually tends to follow the global liquidity. So this is very much a signal I am taking very seriously right now here. So I do know there's a lot of uncertainty due to Bitcoin right now here. A lot of people are not believing in the next rally towards the upside. And honestly, I am currently still looking at the major trade. I've positioned myself very heavily in towards Ethereum. I've positioned myself very heavily in towards Bitcoin. These are one of my few positions I currently got open. And you can currently exactly copy my trades using the highest link description of today's video. If you press on the link description of today's video, you can copy my exact Bitcoin trading bot or my exact Ethereum trading bot. That way, basically, you will be copying my exact trading strategy that I've already set up for you here, which will automatically accumulate along the way down and sells along the way towards the upside. So it's a very interesting strategy. And if you want to be setting up your own trading strategies, guys, don't forget to go to the highest link description of today's video, where you can sign up again to Pionex and of course set up your own trading strategies. Further on, I want to be pointing out the fact that Bitcoin, of course, currently is breaking outside of the daily downward sloping trend line. And if we're looking at the eBay ribbons, exactly what I've been saying for the last few days here. I mean, I know there's not a lot of stuff happening right now here, but really the criteria for me is to see a break above the EMA ribbon downtrend and a break above the previous high. And whenever we break above these two levels is where I will be stating, okay, now we're going to be flipping the downtrend and we're probably going to be seeing that continuation towards the upside, probably all the way up towards new all-time highs here. So super excited for that, looking forward towards that as well here. Honestly, at the same time, if I'm looking at the funding rates, guys, the reason why I'm looking at all these things here is because the market is not really doing a lot here. but all these very different indicators and signals are showing us that we're right now at a very great zone of accumulation. Funding rates, which means that people are basically trading long or short, which you can read from, are right now negative, which means that the majority of the traders are trading heavily short, is right now showing us, okay, most of the people think the market go lower. That is usually whenever the market goes higher. And at the same time, of course, with potentially this trade deal finally getting reached between US and China, and with, of course, major fears still in the stock market and in the cryptocurrency market right now here, it is a major opportunity. And still here on the 1 hourly time frame on this weekend, we're creating a new CME gap, this time around 84,465 US dollars. Last weekend as well, we created one, and then exactly on the Sunday, we filled up the CME gap before once again moving higher and lower. But basically, like I said earlier in the video, we've not really done a lot here in this consolidation phase. And really for Bitcoin right now here, we are seeing on the 3-day time frame a bullish crossover happening on the MACD right now. And if you're looking at the last few times this happened, guys, every single time this historically has corresponded with a major opportunity in the market. So honestly, super excited for that here. Bitcoin also still sitting at the weekly time frame on support here. The dollar index breaking down here. And of course, if we do know the seasonality of Bitcoin, if we're going to compare towards the last 5 years here, this has been literally one of the worst years here since 2022 here. Of course, that year has been worse, but of course, that was also due to the decreasing global liquidity, which we can see on all these charts right here. In 2022, we saw the Eurozone, the M2 from the United States of America, and of course, the Japanese M2 all decline here. And that was, of course, the reason why Bitcoin came down also. But now liquidity is increasing again here, and we're expecting Bitcoin is going to be following. And yeah, ultimately as well, if I'm going to be looking at Ethereum, one of my bigger positions I am currently placing myself in right now. I really think this is a huge opportunity in the market right now here. And honestly, what I'm looking at right now is another reaccumulation zone. And you can see on the stochastic RSI as well, we are having that crossover right now on the lower side. We're heavily oversold. We're literally at the lower side of the range and exactly at that previous starting point of the massive rally towards the upside. This is really one of the better zones of accumulation. And if I'm going to compare it towards many of the other charts as well I'm looking at, right on the weekly time frame, it's at legendary support, of course. It is right now also breaking exactly out at the same time as the global liquidity. It is also, of course, exactly at the top side of the Bitcoin dominance chart. Also, the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin's chart is sitting at 5-year lows here. And honestly, this just gives me the signal it is a very fair zone of accumulation. So I've been buying a lot of Ethereum, not only over here, but also on many other exchanges, on spot, for my ledger, for my longer term savings, because I do believe that I can achieve a major 60% rally towards the upside, So I am targeting 2,500 US dollars as my first target. I will be going massively out of the market whenever we hit that level, but for sure, I am quite excited about Ethereum and for what is about to be happening next year. So looking forward towards that here. But anyways, guys, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from this video, don't forget to slap on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.